a most sacred day of divine ways to you, precious soul. On this video, I will share something that has been in my heart thoughts and in my head thoughts, tons full to share with you. Just to let you know, on the next video, I will share about the mystical nun, Sister Rita of the Holy Spirit, who crossed over in 1992. She is a holy wowzer. I spend so much time on the back deck of oneness, praying and pondering. And as many of you know, I do not participate all that much in the Western culture ways. For Rev, so much of the culture blocks the divine flow from me, which keeps me from becoming the mystical being I was created to be and moving in those higher ways each day of God's. The wife and I and grandson went to a large farm store to purchase bird seed and cat food this past week. It was the first time I'd been in a big store like that since December of 2025. Being raised close to the earth with woods and creeks and ponds and critters, I came to know God, the Creator. The Bible shares several times that all creation was created through Yeshua, like in Colossians 1:16 and 17. Being in creation and growing up, and to this day, I feel the love and the hope of God and creation. As a kid, I experienced the divine in creation in such loving and beautiful ways. These divine connections were very important and powerful for me. In creation and growing up to this day, I feel the love and the hope of God in creation. With everything created through Yeshua is a wondrous thing for me. I saw the divine in the elements, in the trees and plants and in the critters. I was embraced by sacredness, and then when I met the God-man, there was truly a spiritual expansion that was eternal because it came from the inside out. I knew from these interactions that I was loved and thought of by God in mystical ways. It stirred something deep within me. That stirring was God, the divine within me. Author Richard Rohr wrote these powerful words, quote, "God in you seeks and loves God, like a homing device that never turns off." End of quote. The mystical ways have stayed with me and have expanded in wondrous ways beyond 3D words. I learned back then that God's life and love flow through Rev because I allowed it to. A great desire to be in oneness with the Creator. When I started walking with Yeshua, it impacted and expanded the divine within me. And the Yeshua, the gap closer, took me to amazing places within me and beyond me and higher places. When I started learning about Yeshua, I was not raised in church. I already knew of Yeshua's ways of beautiful and loving ways through creation, but back then I did not know his name. In Ephesians 1:4, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight. In love, he predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ." Holy grass blades, that is awesome, Aru. Sounds multi-dimensional to me. The divine within us is multi-dimensional. The Creator chose us. God chose Rev, and he used his creation to bring Rev to amazing places in him. Wow. For me, the teachings of Yeshua allow me to start the completion process of longing for God and the longing we have for our true selves, the immortal diamond. Again, sacred grass blades. That's just so incredible, beautiful souls. I felt the divine love and acceptance. I did not experience fear at all in my oneness with God's creation. I did learn more of Yeshua, that I knew and understand the importance of him being divine and human, which speaks volumes about each one of us and who we truly are. Yeshua is like the bridge, the union for us outwardly and inwardly, where the divine and our incarnation is so mystical. Again, Author Richard Rohr writes, quote, "Longing for God and longing for our true self are the same longing," end of quote. The more I stay away from much of the cultural ways, the more this longing goes deeper and deeper into Rev with the eternal flow of each day. Many of them out there do not want us to know who we are as mystical beings and multidimensional beings. I always knew I was experiencing the more the closer I became to God. I knew there's always more. God did implant a divine natural affinity and allurement of himself in everything, his creation, his critters. And we can experience this each and every day. This is why, sitting on the back deck of oneness, I experience a mystical flow and glow of the glorious ways of God each day. They out there, enjoy dividing us and separating us. Yeshua makes the eternal incarnation bridge for each one of us. He is the gap closer for sure. So much out there distance us from God, our God-given love and our intimacy with God. Many religions increase the gap between God and us on how they utilize fear. Being verbally beaten that we're totally unworthy, not good enough, that increases the God gap between God and us. Divine love is such a much higher way to create change and transformation within us. Fear is definitely a lower 3D way to utilize to motivate people. Divine love casts out fear. God desires to take us to the more. We have to be careful not to drag Yeshua in the muck and mire theology of lower 3D thinking wrapped in complete fear. So much of religion creates a wider gap between God and his kids. I close with this quote from one of the first Christian theologians, Irenaeus of Lyon. Interesting, he was a disciple of Polycarp, who was a disciple of John the Apostle. So these are important and powerful words. Quote, "The Son of God was made man so that man might become sons of God." End of quote. Holy cornflakes, awesome soul. You are totally an awesome Aru, for sure. Thank you for being with Rev. Glorious blessings be yours, wrapped in precious, precious divine ways with God's bow of tranquility. Till next time, know there is so much more deep within you. You are one incredible, immortal diamond. Till next time, take care.